The Utes coming out in red, all red today. 56 degrees, bright sunshine, very little wind. It is just a glorious football Saturday. The Ducks making their way out to Rice-Eccles Stadium. It is Oregon and Utah in our Pac-12 Saturday kickoff, but a huge game with all kinds of championship importance. It's presented by Valvoline, and right now let's check in on the sideline and say hi to Cindy Brunson.
Hi, fellas. Cannot tell you how wonderful it feels to be outside on November 19th, mind you, in 56 degrees with temperatures going on the way up. Look for a guy on the sidelines who stands 6'2". He weighs 225, and he looks like Clay Matthews, and he's also the Utah punter, Mitch Wishnowski. He leads the nation in punt average, nearly 49 yards per, and of punts of 50 yards or more. So if the Utah offense struggles today, they will rely on that big leg to flip the field for them. Fellas, back to you.
All right, Cindy, well, that little Australian connection has worked, hasn't it? From Tom Hackett, who was outstanding here, now to Wishnowski, and of course Andy Phillips finishing his Utah career, the former U.S. national ski team members, but an outstanding place kicker for Kyle Whittingham.
Well, it flips the field. I mean, you're looking at a very young offense, 4 redshirt freshman offensive line going up against the best D-line they've seen all season long. And for Kyle Whittingham, you know he's going to bring the heat for Mark Helfrich's young offense.
It's amazing when you look at the records. A lot of people know well about Mark's first 3 years at Oregon, how much they've won. I think Kyle Whittingham is one of the, if not the most unheralded coach in college football. The brilliance he's done over a decade and shepherding Utah into not just this conference, but now the top level of the conference.
It's a great point. They didn't waver from their plan.
All right, Utah to kick it off. Right to left as we get going here in Salt Lake City. And, of course, that altitude helped kick drives Charles Nelson out the back. Touchback for Oregon. Justin Herbert out.
Today it's going to be all about his confidence. Can he make plays after potential errors, critical errors? Does he have that type of mentality? Because he's going to see a lot of different defenses. We'll be watching the safeties all afternoon long for Utah. They're going to give you one look and change it pre-snap. Can he trust his eyes and gain confidence snap after snap? Because he's got the arm talent to make plays on this Utah secondary.
So right away, watch Hunter Dimmock. He is lined up near the bottom on that defensive front. Royce Freeman with the ball fake. And off play action, quick throw. And that's going to drag the ball out across the 35-yard line to Evan Bayless. We should note that Pharaoh Brown did not travel for the Ducks.
You see Oregon going tempo right off the bat. When you're on the road, you don't have your full roster. You've got to try to take the crowd out of it and see if you can play as fast as possible. So you don't have to think on offense.
Royce Freeman, the running back, to start. Again, pulls the ball back and has a wide open man. So 2 play action throws. And Oregon will be inside the Utah 45 as Johnny Munt takes that one.
Well, if there's one area of this Utah defense that's a little suspect, it's the inside linebackers. Cody Barton right there. He's the inside backer, gets sucked in the run pass option, easy completion.
And now it is Freeman who gets the call, and he's dragged down. Good pursuit across the defensive front there by Lowell Lotulelei. This is going to be, Yogi, you have to break this down and figure, for Freeman to have a day today, can Oregon's offensive line block Utah's defensive front?
Well, the beautiful thing in Oregon's scheme, they just got to get a body inside of a body. They don't have to physically win at the point of attack. They just got to create a little bit of a seam.
Coming off the corner, Herbert got rid of it, and it's broken up. Tried a quick one to Bayless. Justin Thomas on the pass breakup for Utah, and Herbert was about to get banged from the backside.
Well, it's all a quick game, and there's a reason why. Look at the pressure coming off the edge, and who is it? Chase Hansen. He's playing at an all-conference caliber level. 3 picks in the last 4 games.
So now a long third for Oregon. And empty Freeman out. Everybody left. Now 3 to block. Can Freeman make yards after the catch? He's going to get close. He'll be 3 yards short, and that gain may give Mark Helfrich a cause to go for it.
Yeah, I think if you're Oregon, you've got to continue to create confidence. This is a team right now, they hope things go well. I don't think they got enough confidence to know that they're just going to be able to run a variety of plays and get yardage. So early on, see if you can grow that confidence.
Charles Nelson along the bottom, 4th down. And Herbert to keep it. And he is banged down, and I think he's short. Herbert looked like that last cut was going to get it, and he got stopped. And the mark, I think, is going to be a half a yard short.
So you love the play call, right? It's a run pass option. He keeps it, reads the edge. But it's like you got to know that where the sticks are. And if I'm him, he's a long guy, a little tall right there. Next year, he gets the first down. He understands. He gets a little lower.
Boy, Chase Hansen, I mean, stopped it. You talk about stopping forward progress. Oh, right there.
Former quarterback. He knows a thing or two about where the sticks are. I mean, his functional football acumen is phenomenal.
Yeah, you're going to stretch this out, but they're well short. So the Utes, after the 2 passes got Oregon going, the first down play by Lotulelei disrupted the Oregon drive.
Lotulelei is such a special player. They said last year when you watched him, he was just average in practice but dominant in games. Said this year it's completely flipped, and he's also become a vocal leader. Making plays like that is only going to help your cause in the defensive front.
All right, so now the challenge flips, and the Oregon defense gets tested here against a Utah offense that has run very well this year. Troy Williams has been effective in the throw game. Right away they start, and Oregon bottles up Williams, Joe Williams that is, as we look at quarterback Troy.
What a unique path. I mean, we're talking about Joe Williams and his story. Well, Troy Williams is pretty impressive as well. Goes to the University of Washington, actually plays in a game for them, ends up transferring, goes to Santa Monica Community College, balls out a year ago. Now he's starting for one of the top teams in the country. And when we talked to him yesterday, it was all about his confidence. He says, you know what, it's just grown all season long. And now you'll see at the line of scrimmage, more so than any other game, he's going to have more command. He can change plays, and it's because of the way his work ethic is and his study habits.
And he pulled the ball down, and he drills it off the right side. Good throw there. Siosi Wilson, and Utah's across midfield.
Watch Troy Williams' eyes from the back, and he just looks at that defensive player. He manipulates him out to the outside, and it's a second hole on that slant route. And these wide receivers, Ted, they've all developed. You know, majority of them in their 3rd year at least in the program. Siosi Wilson, an explosive player. They liked him last year, his development they were excited about. In the last couple games, he's come on. 16
yards on that throw, and that's something we've seen different, I think, from when we saw Utah early in the year, Yogi, as they take the big shot here for Patrick. And it's just out of his hands. Ooh, that was close. Ugo Amadi on the cover for the Ducks. You were kind of suspecting they'd take an early deep shot.
Well, I think you have to. You know, if this team's going to win the Pac-12 South, they're going to have to win downfield. And that's a great play by Amadi. He's really been the most consistent performer in the back end for Oregon. But keep in mind, when he started the season, he wasn't starting. He started the last 3 games, this being his 4th. He's a really unique player, only a 2nd-year player, and that's kind of the, you know, the idea of this defense. They're all so young. It's become a theme.
2nd down, run play. There's a big hole. So, the very thing Yogi Roth just talked about in the open, that you play a couple of solid downs of defense, but then you get gashed for the explosive hit, a 20-yard run by Joe Williams.
And he gets set up by that senior, Isaac Asiata, the left guard. Great job pulling, puts a body on a body, and Joe Williams does the rest. True freshman Brendan Schooler, welcome to Salt Lake City, man.
Joe Williams needs 61 yards coming into today to get to 1,000. And remember, again, he was out for a while this year. Troy Williams going to take it himself and runs out of bounds. Got inside the 25. Well, of course, he had the mammoth game, 332 at UCLA.
I mean, ridiculous. And UCLA, I think, is the most improved defense in the conference this year. And that's the one game for them where they really struggled. And it's because of the run-pass option stuff they do. Troy Williams puts a lot of pressure on you. He's not a quarterback who's going to run for 100, but he's going to scare you every time. And he's a big quarterback, and he's all of 6'2". He's 200 plus. And he is, when you shake his hand, you say, whoa, this guy looks like he could be a tight end.
Reverse. Corey Butler-Bird. Nice cutback. Butler-Bird with a spectacular run. And the pylon is in. Touchdown, Utah. Fabulous individual effort by Corey Butler-Bird.
Whoa. You want to talk about the development. Troy Dye came out of his shoes. The effort at the end, and this is awesome. I mean, this is the explosiveness. We were curious about this team after a year ago, losing Britton Covey, who is going to be that guy? Corey Butler-Bird, since he's been healthy, wow, he's been electric.
And that is a difference from when we saw Utah in the middle of the season when their receivers were banged up. Patrick was hurt, Butler-Bird was hurt. Now they've had Wilson and Singleton develop as well as the return to health of the other two. And Corey Butler-Bird, what an open field move he made to set this up.
There's a setup right here. Put that foot in the ground. See ya. House call. Corey Butler-Bird, senior day. Utes up early.
All right, this kick may be coming back. It is. Nelson had a little bit of an alley to the sideline. And he's to the 25. All right, Freeman. Well, there's the Royce Freeman. Now that, how many yards does he drag Cody Barton? From the point of contact, he dragged him about 4 more. And that's the Freeman we've come to expect.
You're exactly right. And it's a really nice job with the left side of the offensive line. You see where they block, they push the defensive lineman to the sideline. That's given a crease to Royce Freeman. Say, you know what, all right, attack the middle of this defense. If we can put a body on a body, this is what Oregon has done from Chip Kelly to now. It's the athleticism of the O-lineman, not their brute strength.
That was a yak run. That was 4 yards after contact, and now Herbert is going down. He tried to cut back inside Dimmick, and Hunter Dimmick will get a new school record there. That'll be his 28th career sack.
And Justin Herbert, you just got to take what the defense gives him. You see him right off the bat. You see the back coming out of the backfield. He's got him. His eyes immediately going to take a shot down the middle of the field, and this ball game will be dictated by Justin Herbert, understanding just take the defense, what they give you.
And that pins Oregon back to 3rd down. Tried that quick screen again. And there's a broken tackle for 1st down yardage. So Oregon, individual making a play there. Jalen Brown is going to get pinned back behind the line to gain, but he broke a hit.
And there's so much made of Oregon's record and the struggles they've had. They still lead the conference in explosive plays.
Yes.
That's their 68th play over 20 yards on the season.
It's one of those years, Yogi, and we've talked to Mark Helfrich, like most teams, crews do each week. There's a nice spin back. Tony Brooks-James gets it out near midfield, where a lot of stuff doesn't add up. And I asked Mark this when we talked to him the other day. You look at the sheet, Oregon's run numbers look good. But yet, you don't feel, Mark didn't feel like they've been able to control with the run game the way they'd like to.
It's a great point. I mean, this offense has dictated terms for so many years. This year, they haven't been able to do it.
Herbert goes to the outside, just enough for a 1st down. Johnny Munt on the catch. This will be likely, unless Royce Freeman explodes here in the last 2 weeks, it's going to break a run. Oregon's had a 1,000-yard runner 9 straight years. Probably won't get there this year.
You know what I love about Matt Lubick, the offensive coordinator for Oregon now? You're seeing a lot of 2 tight end sets. Every D coordinator in the country say that is the hardest personnel to defend. They can run out of it, they like to throw out of it, move their tight ends all over the field.
And that's different, isn't it, for Oregon?
Yeah.
And that's not an unusual formation as Brooks-James gets the carry.
Well, you expected their receivers to be a major point of emphasis and strength this year. Dwayne Stanford goes down. Darren Campton hasn't been what you'd expected throughout the season for a variety of reasons, right? 2 quarterbacks and a young offensive line. With these tight ends, you get a defense to play base defense. Utah loves to play a lot of nickel defense.
3-receiver bunch to the right, and Herbert goes underneath there, and there's Munt again. So Johnny Munt having a big 1st quarter, and Oregon has a 1st down.
Again, a really nice job of same personnel. They're sticking with that same personnel. They're not allowing Utah to run different defenders on or off the field.
Freeman, the running back. He gets it. Nice cut inside the hash, and that's a good 1st down gain of 5 for Royce Freeman.
Because so much of the chess match in football is the first 2 drives of the game. What are they playing to this personnel? What are they doing in this formation? You've seen that bunch formation multiple times throughout this ball game.
Now it's empty. 2 top, 3 to the bottom. And Dimmick comes in, and Dimmick has his 2nd sack of the 1st quarter. Hunter Dimmick having just an astounding year. 14th sack this year.
Well, he's at the bottom of your screen against Calvin Throckmorton, and it's easy. He just rolls right by him. There's an intimidation element when you watch Mr. Dimmick on film.
3rd and 7. And now they broke it up, tried to run a little screen there to Jaylen Brown, but Utah was sensing that. Dimmick stayed back, actually, allowed someone else to rush inside him. He let Fotu kind of curl inside and get in at the quarterback, and Dimmick's laid back there.
We talked to Dimmick yesterday. Surprisingly, he was a quarterback back in the day. He said, all of a sudden I put 40 pounds on after my freshman year in high school, and it was defensive line the rest of the way. But his acumen for the game is obvious.
Our field goal try here by Schneider from 47.5. Taylor Ali, the holder. And a little, again, altitude helping, and Schneider puts that one through easily. Well done by Aiden Schneider to get the Ducks their first points. Wow, I assumed that it was David Feldman, our producer, who was eating for free there. I guess Kyle Whittingham does, huh?
It's pretty good. Right underneath Steph Curry.
Ty Burrow is a big fan. Martin Short. All right, kickoff here. I'll go out of bounds for the Utah touchback. Joe Williams outside left, breaking tackles. And Joe Williams, first down run for first down.
3 straight drives. The Oregon Ducks have moved it. Can they cash in once they break midfield? Can they score in the red zone? We'll find out in the second quarter. 7-3 Utah.
Just a slight dusting. The first snow of the season hit here in Wasatch on Wednesday and Thursday. But you see that look at me. Is there a more beautiful sky that you could ask for on this Saturday? Just shy of 60 degrees. Spectacular day for football. Oh, look at that pressure by Dye, and Troy Williams goes down. So Troy Williams tried to slip around the freshman Troy Dye, who has put up sterling defensive individual numbers.
He's phenomenal. His burst is just ridiculous. You'll see him kind of coming off the edge right here. Troy Dye, a dynamic athlete. We talked to him last night, just talking about being a true freshman playing. He said, you know what, I always had confidence in space, but as the season's gone on, I've gotten more comfortable having to take on a pulling guard, having to deal with the real physicality of playing this outside linebacker position at times on the line of scrimmage. And this is a huge reason why the upside of this program is something to be excited about. The youth of this defense led by him.
Yep, first sack for Dye, first sack for the Ducks today. Only 3 rush here, so they dump underneath. And Harrison Hanley will get some yardage, but not nearly enough for the line to gain.
Illegal shift, offense. The penalties declined. 4th down.
All right, so there's Ty Burrell. The defense playing well enough to force a punt.
Well, they have, again, they haven't quit. You look at that last stanza on the defensive front. Brady Hoke, he altered his front almost every snap. He would bring a looper. He would have the defense man, Jalen Elks, all of a sudden loop all the way around. He'd twist his defensive tackles, just trying to cause a little confusion up front for that offensive line of Utah, and it paid off.
So Mitch Wisnowski's followed up so beautifully on the excellent punting that Hackett had. And Utah covers that. And it's an odd punt. You don't see line drives skipping along the ground, but it works. Dylan Mitchell couldn't get going as the Utes cover that. So we're into the second quarter. A touchdown run by Corey Butler-Bird early has Utah in front. The Pac-12 standings are presented by Wendy's. Yogi Roth, the seer of all things, not even Yogi could have been prescient enough to have called November 18th, Washington State at Colorado as division leaders.
Not a
playing
chance.
in Boulder today.
Not a chance. I mean, 2 candidates for Coach of the Year in the entire country.
And a nice counter run by Freeman. Royce Freeman, he stepped out of bounds well before the end of the play. Stepped out of bounds just across midfield. But Oregon swing and mow their way.
Watch the speed of Royce Freeman through the hole. Whew, this is what we're used to. This is what you expected all season long. This is the type of dynamic power athlete that is projected as a first-round draft pick at running back coming into the season.
Now a bounce by Brooks James, and he's wrapped up. We should also finish, as Cody Barton made the tackle, that Rex Manu was the Oregon player that was injured on that fumble And it looked like a significant leg injury. He was taken up and immediately into the Oregon locker room.
And that's an issue for this team. They've struggled clearly on the defensive line. Injury, suspension, retirement. Kenton Kamatule medically retired a couple weeks ago.
Herbert. Dimmick was watching, but then Herbert delivers and lets him know. Carrington juggled it and is ruled to not possess it. Incomplete. That's frustrating because that's looked like a catch. Should have been a catch.
You look at this Oregon offense today, and there's this play, right, which is the right call. He bobbles it. Doesn't have control. There's the penalty on Charles Nelson. You know, they've had their opportune times, and they've hurt themselves with unforced errors.
So now third down. 3-receiver bunch. That's where Herbert's looking. Now he comes back the other side. And out of the backfield, so once again, Oregon is going to be in that awkward position where they're going to go for it, I would think, on 4th down and about 4. And this has been basically an invisible fence right about the Utah 35-yard line in this first half. Can the Ducks crack it?
Look at the bunch, the top of your screen right here. Keep an eye.
Carrington's the outside man. And Herbert's going to go to the sideline. This one is the first down play. Still going is Johnny Mundt. Still down the sideline. He is out of bounds. Marked out of bounds at the 19. So the Ducks convert on 4th down, and they do get it into the red zone.
You know, anybody that thinks that the Oregon Ducks have quit on Mark Helfrich, just watch this play. And this is a senior, Johnny Mundt. He's been through a lot. This young man in the bunch, makes a play, gets some yak after the play, doing everything he can to will this team.
Freeman. And Freeman is going to run it down for a gain of a few, close to the 15. Freeman had a 28-yarder, by the way, on the earlier run in this drive.
Well, I love the design right here. Not only getting the rock to Royce Freeman, obviously, but here in the bunch, they find Mundt out in the flat. They have been lighting up this Oregon defense on these plays to the flat. They've been attacking it. His athleticism, his effort, exactly what you're hoping for in a game like this.
Herbert running. And Herbert down to the 11. Barton on the tackle. Well, let's just remember one thing here. Some more perspective. Let's not just have an actor give us perspective. This is the same Oregon team that let Utah score 62 at Autzen last year.
It's a great point. And you know, as a competitor, you get challenged, you know it's time to blow up. All you want to do is go into somebody else's house on senior day with everything on the line and see if you can quiet it.
Right, Oregon shifting here for the 3rd down. Brooks James the back. Brooks James the carry. Utah's all over it. And Brooks James does well to get back near the original line of scrimmage. That play could have been a big TFL. And now Mark Helfrich on 4th down is going to go for points.
I mean, this defensive front, incredible penetration. And I think there's going to come a point in this game when it is a 3rd down situation. You know the box is stacked. You got to take a shot. It's single coverage in the outside. I love the corners of Utah. They're impressive. They put their hands on you. But if you're Darren Carrington and if you're Oregon, you got to have some confidence to take a shot out there. To me, an audible type situation, put him in one-on-one coverage.
All right, Schneider made it from 47. This one will be about 32. And wow. Frustration. Man, for Oregon. What frustration to have everything go your way on that drive and then come away with 0.
It's kind of been the theme for them all half long. Every drive, they've moved the ball inside the 40 or better every single time, and they've hurt themselves with unforced errors, right? Whether it was a drop, whether it was a foolish penalty on Charles Nelson targeting, he's done for the game, and then a miss on a field goal. And look, those things happen, Ted, but when you're a team like this, just fighting for your lives, trying to get a win on the road against a potential Pac-12 champ, you got to make those plays.
So now let's see how Utah plays this with 1 minute and 3 timeouts.
I'd attack. I would attack the passing game. Keep an eye on Tim Patrick, top of your screen.
Joe Williams alongside Troy. Williams, Joe stays in the block. Hanley catches, but doesn't get that first down. He got stopped short, so the clock will move. And Utah forced to take, well, not yet. Thought they were going to take a timeout. We're hoping Hanley was going to get to that line there. It is Butler-Bird. So this will get him a quick stoppage.
An interesting clock management, not using a timeout there on that first down, cost him 15 seconds.
Of course, they've got Andy Phillips here, so they know exactly where they need to get it to give him a shot. And they can use the field. Joe Williams doesn't have to go out of bounds. They've got the timeouts, and Joe Williams will get it out of the 46. So
you know, Troy Williams doing a nice job of check down. A lot of times in 2-minute drills, you train your quarterback, touchdown, check down, touchdown, check down. If there's a shot to take it, and he's looking at Timmy Patrick every time, but Oregon's playing 2 deep safeties, Brandon Schooler, he's over the top of Tim Patrick, trying to make sure they don't give up an explosive play down the field. And Troy Williams doing a nice job saying, okay, we'll take 10, we'll take 10. We'll find out if that can convert to points.
All right, our Navy Conference leaders, Falk, McCaffrey, Hansen across the board. Christian McCaffrey with Stanford out of the Pac-12 championship race, but still Stanford with a shot at a 9-3 season, and McCaffrey's having a very good second half.
Well, even when you break him down on tape, I mean, he's having an incredible season. He's so much fun to watch. He's always getting positive yards, never really takes a hard hit. His competitive temperament has willed this team to, after today and next week, they got a chance for 9 wins.
And Williams will run. Time is preciously ticking out. All of those extended plays cost you seconds. And now Utah will have to see if they can run a play to the end zone. Something that's in, what was in your grab bag for this?
Oh yeah, you're throwing it up. It's hook and ladder all day long.
Okay. Just gonna run a little outside screen there. Butler-Bird trying to operate in the open field. What he doesn't want to do is drop the ball, go down. It's your hit, go down. Don't let him stand you up and pull it out.
No. Tell you what, it's been an interesting one here in the first half. Nobody expected it to be 7-3. You think it's a defensive struggle. Oregon, they've come to play. Their defensive front, they've made some steps. They've slowed this offense down.
All right, State Farm halftime report where their team is coming up. Let's hear from Kyle Whittingham. Cindy?
Coach, what was your message to Troy Williams after that fumble in the red zone?
Well, you know, it happens. You know, the ball security looked decent on the replay board, but you got to take care of the football. You know, so that's, you know, especially in the red zone, you know, that's a scoring opportunity we miss out on.
Oregon appears to be having success on the edges. How do you shore that up?
Yeah, we're missing some tackles, and we're not structurally, we're not getting where we need to be at times, but we're playing good defense. 3 points, I mean, to this Oregon team in a half of football is not bad.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
You get an idea he was gritting his teeth a little bit about that red zone fumble? Yeah. No coach likes that.
Late in the season, when the games matter, you got to execute. It's fun to see which one of these offenses can get it done here. 7-3 at the half. It's going to be a fun one here.
Take it
Salt
away.
Lake.
State Farm halftime report. That's right. That's not a misprint. 7-3 at halftime. Utah leading Oregon. Yogi, in some ways it was hard to digest because Oregon ran 10 more plays than Utah, yet Utah was that one fumble away from having a comfortable lead at the half.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, it's really an interesting game. It's kind of odd when you look at those elements in terms of even Oregon's winning time of possession. When does that ever happen? But there's the turning point, I believe, in this game. A great play call by Utah. They find Harrison Haley down the side, little delayed route by him down the sideline, beats Troy Dye. They come back, and the quarterback keeper on the next snap, and Jimmy Swain, great job with that right hand right on the ball. Big turnover in the red zone. All of a sudden, it gives Oregon some more life. And to me, when you look at this team right now, that's what they have. They have life. They fought. They've competed. But you look at third downs. They've got to stop hurting themselves. 2 of 8 when it really matters. Too many foolish penalties in the first half. Not a ton of them, but 2 false starts. The targeting kills a drive. Yeah. Those things like that for an Oregon team that's down. If they want to win and upset one of the top teams in the country, they cannot do those things in the second half.
When was the last time we said Oregon didn't finish drives?
Right.
That's the one. That was the one thing. That you see how even everything else looks. Let's check in now with Cindy.
With Oregon head coach Mark Helfrich. Mark, what was your message to Aiden Schneider after he missed that field goal at the end of the half?
Well, make the next one. I mean, there's nothing you can really say at that point. Just, that's a psychological deal at that point, and just stroke the next one.
Joe Williams only has 49 yards rushing. What is different about your defense today?
Well, they're playing hard, you know, and we're finishing a lot more tackles, and we're finishing plays a lot closer to the line of scrimmage, which is good. Still gave up, you know, 250 yards, but didn't break here in the red zone and get the turnover. But now we have to complement that offensively.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Again, that's what's so startling about this. When was the last time you heard an Oregon coach say that? And this year, Mark's problem hasn't been offense, right?
It's been the defense,
Yeah.
You're right. And I cannot wait to watch this defensive front of Oregon here in the second. They did a nice job. They got a 4th down stop. They've come correct in terms of being responsible in their lanes, in their gaps against this offensive line of Utah, which we've said countless times, best in the conference.
All right, Troy Williams throws to Patrick right away. Also note that Oregon starts the second half. A defensive line that's been banged with injuries all year. Rex Manu's not out there. We saw him have what looked to be a significant injury in the first half.
And that's a big loss for this team. Remember, Drayton Carlberg, he gets hurt earlier this season. Kenton Kamatule, he retired a couple weeks ago. Trani Prevost, we know he's been suspended. Austin Alamada, he was dismissed from the team earlier this week. So not a lot of depth in the defensive front.
And Utah trying to get Joe Williams going. A little stumble on the cutback, which allowed Schooler the chance to run him down and drag him out, but Joe Williams has pushed it near midfield. And our Coors Light cold hard facts shows you what Joe Williams has done, not since Kadeem Carey 4 years ago, with that kind of burst, and he's closing in within a few yards now of his 1,000.
What he's done is historic. I mean, to be quite honest, and really think the reason he's done so well is he's attacked this game with a newfound love and passion for the position.
All right, Joe Williams has now gone over 1,000. He is the 13th man in Utah football history to get 1,000 yards in a season. Best phone call of the year in the Pac-12. Dennis Erickson. I tried to ask Dennis today what he said. He didn't bite on that one.
Well, what's so impressive is his durability. When we called the first game back at Oregon State, he was on the field 51 snaps in that game out of 74. You know, coming off of hanging out and watching the games on his couch, and today's been in every snap but 3 all afternoon long. It just shows how he took care of his body, how he remained conditioned.
Good hold there. Tim Patrick held that as he was wrapped by Amadi. And that'll be a first at the Oregon 40.
You know, what you've seen in this first drive of the second half is Utah going to the passing game more. You know, going to the edges, attacking these corners. Corners of Oregon have struggled throughout this season. And I do think it's an advantage for the wideouts of Utah. They're big-bodied. Tim Patrick finally healthy. You see on that slant route, looked as good as he has in the last month.
Using the motion as distraction. Joe Williams strung out nicely, though. Amadi, good run support tackle there for Oregon with help from Dye.
And when you had a chance to talk to Brady Hoke, and you go back through his resume, he's had a lot of great influences, one being Bo Schembechler. And these are the 5 keys that are on his board in his office. You got to attack the line of scrimmage. We've seen that all game long. Got to deliver a blow. They've been doing that on the defensive front. Finding the ball. That last play is a great example. Troy Dye finds the ball, defeats the block, and then this defense has been getting after it and pursuing it. And this has been their most complete game all season long from a defensive effort standpoint.
And Williams outside. So Utah looks, Yogi, like Kyle Whittingham's trying to start to feed Joe Williams the ball here in the second half.
Well, there's a point where you say, all right, I know we want to continue the evolution of our passing game like it happened a week ago against ASU, but what works? And this is a 7-3 ball game. And again, I'll go back to the Cal game that we called early in this season. They were dominating that game, dominating the line of scrimmage for the most part. They had so many plays, you already referenced it, and they didn't win because they kind of got away from the stuff that was just working down in and down out. I think you'll see him continue to run the rock.
All right, Williams is out, and that's Troy McCormick getting in. McCormick got back into the lineup at Arizona State for the Utes. First carry today, but a big TFL by Oregon. -4 on the first play. This does not look like that Oregon defense, does it?
No, and to me, it's the big one right here. You know, what they're doing today against a team that dominates the majority of defensive lines they play against. This is an offensive line that has a lot of experience. Sam Tevi, look across the line, Isaac Asiata. even Nick Nowakowski. Granted, they've been banged up at the center position, but he's played well since he's been in there.
So now Utah has to come out of 2nd and 14. Late blitz coming middle. Williams gets away. Williams will run. Williams will run it all the way to the 12. Once he got out of the pocket, he saw a huge opening.
We talked to Troy Williams yesterday. I said, what's the biggest difference in your game? I said, man, it's just my confidence. Every week I just feel like I see the game clear, and every night and lay in my bed prior to the game, and I just visualize myself making big plays, helping this team win. Critical play, recognizing man coverage. Nobody's near him because they're all running with the wide receivers. You see Ugo Amadi at the right of your screen.
That's when they can get him out of the football offices.
That's right. That's
22-yard run for Troy Williams. Red zone Utah. Trying to convert. Second red zone trip. Joe Williams will do it. Joe Williams takes it in for the Utah score. No drama this time. Coming out of the timeout. One run play. And a 12-yard score.
Garrett Bowles. Isaac Asiata, the left side of this line. Hands inside. They get a little pull, a little kick out, and it is a walk for Mr. Williams.
Up to 92 yards now. His first rush touchdown of this day. 9th on the year. And Andy Phillips adds the point. So, if done by design, that's a good timeout for Utah because they found the right play to eliminate any red zone drama.
They've made the adjustments. They're attacking on the ground, left side of the O-line. 14-3. Can the Ducks respond?
All right, Utah, Hayes Hicken handles the kickoff chores. Bangs that one over the head of Brooks James. And as Freeman carries, and Mike McIntyre obviously will be in the heavy running for Coach of the Year, but if you're going to give Coordinator of the Year honors out, you'd have to talk about Jim Levin, who has run the Colorado defense.
1,000%. And I think in that game, you've got candidates for both Coach of the Year and D Coordinator of the Year. Yeah. What Alex Grinch and that defensive Wazoo has done, and Mike Leach, after an 0-2 start and a poor game against Idaho, to go to a bye game and turn things around.
Just throw to Freeman outside, gets it out to the 32. That's a good call on Alex Grinch, who actually has roots that go back to New Hampshire days with Chip Kelly.
And I think it's ridiculously obvious is that since the Pac-12 networks got going, the coaches that this conference can attract, keeping assistants, you don't see them leaving, you see them staying and continue to develop their careers.
Third down, out of the pistol. And Herbert lofting one out there, trying to make a play with Evan Bayless running down there against Justin Thomas. And Oregon will have to punt.
Love the concept. Man-to-man cover, trying to get a corner route, but Charles Nelson, not here. Farrell Brown, not here. I mean, some players down the field that have made plays for this team throughout the season.
And that's important for the Utah now. For Utah to score a touchdown and come back and get a 3-and-out against the Oregon offense.
It's what you expected coming into this ballgame.
It gives Utah a chance now on this possession, assuming they secure this punt, to try to really tilt the game their way. Wheeler gets it off. Hobbs, fair catching inside the 20. Good punt there by Wheeler.
They've really picked up some steam with some commits.
Joe Williams on the carry, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Be something tonight if Gary Anderson could get a second conference win, given where they're in. Of course, Rich Rods would love to get a win.
But you look at what's going on in Arizona, just the state, look at both of those schools, the injuries both teams have had to deal with has been dramatic. And what's great about Oregon State, and Utah fans can appreciate this, it's the quote-unquote Utah way in terms of recruiting, developing, managing student athletes. And they're an extremely young team, but they've been competing their tails off week in and week out. Last week was a great example against the Bruins.
Williams going to pass the ball down the far side, just missed. And he got Butler Bird, who would run up the sideline past Jawan Williams. That was a big play there, waiting to happen.
Nice job Timmy Patrick clears it out. Man-to-man coverage on the wheel route. He's got him. And look, when we get into championship settings, I've always said this, Taylor, I think you got to make 3 throws a game. 3 big kid throws. And as Utah continues on in this game, 14-3 only, this week, the next week, potentially another week, they're going to have to complete some of these passes.
Williams steps up on third. No, can't get away. Justin Hollins got the jersey, didn't let go. And the Ducks defense stands up to force a 3-and-out.
Justin Hollins, Jalen Jelks, TJ Daniels, they kind of all look the part, right? All 6'6". See a twist up front. Great job on the edge from Jalen Jenks. Forces Troy Williams to climb the pocket. Justin Hollins does the rest. He cleans it up, and everybody's attacking it. So it makes you wonder about, wow, next year, imagine those types of players with another year of weight training. 2 guys that are massive.
You see Brady Hoke. He's just got to be trying to get as much positive feeling in for these defenders. Now Dillon Mitchell broke past the first wave. And Dillon Mitchell making a big play for Oregon inside the Utah 30. And that's going to give the Ducks a big lift. Field position has been against them in this third quarter. He just switched it.
Well, they've been waiting for Dillon Mitchell since spring football. He dominated in the spring game, got hurt in training camp, hasn't done a lot this season. Last week goes and becomes a punt returner for the first time all season. They know that he's ready to break one. He did that one all on his own. Makes the first guy miss, doesn't get a lot of help. Explosive plays, explosive playmakers. This young man out of Tennessee might be their most explosive right now, with Charles Nelson being out of the game.
Charles Nelson had a 46-yard punt return this year for the Ducks. That was 45 by Mitchell. And it now gives Oregon, in the final minute of the third quarter, a fabulous opening here to put some more drama and some tension into Rice-Eccles Stadium. Freeman. Double flip back pass. Wide open. Touchdown, Oregon. Jaylen Brown. Well, they had a play. They've been holding it in their pocket, Yogi. As an old coach, you know that feeling. They pulled it at the right moment.
And those are the ones when you're up in the booth, you're Matty Lubick, you're calling it, you're just kind of holding your breath, saying, he's there, he's got it, we got it, we got it. Great execution, great patience.
Oregon's going to go for 2 here, trying to make this a 3-point game. So it took nearly 3 quarters, but the Ducks use special teams. The thing you thought was going to be big for Utah has been, but it's Dillon Mitchell's punt return that set it up, and 1 play. Touchdown pass from Herbert to Brown. And he puts the point through. And so it is a 4-point game in the final minute of the third quarter in Salt Lake. Wogan drives that one out the back of the end zone. Troy Williams fires that one incomplete. You looked at those scores as Singleton was the intended receiver there. See the fewest points the Ducks have scored this year, 21 at Washington, against a very, very good team. 32 at Nebraska the next few. So it gives you an idea how rare this game is for the Ducks. That goes back to Arizona. Last time Oregon didn't score 20 in a game was at Arizona some years back, and Kadeem Carey had a huge day against him. That ball. That one's the nerve-wracking one for the offense. That ball floats in the air after the tip.
It's been impressive, this defensive line. I mean, the push, the effort. I mean, you didn't expect to see it from this team coming in. That's Wayne T. Kirby. That's a true freshman.
Pocatello, Idaho got his hand on that. So now Utah has third down. Now remember, the Ducks, or the Utes rather, just had a 3-and-out.
Oregon, Mark Helfrich, Brady Hoke feeling confident in their defense. And it's because of this defensive front. By far their best game of the season.
Utah 3rd and 10, not able to get run game going the last 2 possessions. Troy Williams looking for receivers. Nobody separating. Still buying time. And finally going to run it to the sideline and out of bounds. All right, my partner, Mr. Receiver. Receivers didn't get clear there, did they?
No, they didn't. A really incredible job in the back end. The way the play develops, you think, okay, Troy Williams might have a chance to make a play here. There's only a 3-man rush. And this is where Oregon has struggled this year, but they all stay in their lanes. It breaks down, and now you're thinking this is when Oregon does everything. Okay, now freeze it real quick. Nothing there, nothing there. You see it, defenders there on that wide receiver. There's nowhere for Troy Williams to go as he's rolling to his left, his offhand. So Oregon defenders, defensive backs specifically, a young group, just doing their job, staying home. And I'll tell you what, if you're watching this one at home, you might be saying, whoa, we got a close one, Ted.
We have a game. Oregon's going to get the ball when we start the 4th, and the Utes lead, not safe. Game summary is brought to you by Can-Am. Joe Williams, another 100-yard rush day. Troy Williams, good pass numbers, but touchdowns. Touchdowns have been hard to find today.
Well, I'll tell you, the summary for me is the last 4 possessions of Utah. It's been 3rd and 9 or more, and they haven't converted. I mean, who would have thought they'd be in 3rd and 9 the way they traditionally run the football?
You see Utah's punt formation, 2 cover men, both spread wide to the right. Wisnowski angles the punt that way. And Utah, sure, they got a little inspired. Flag down as well on the catch and punt return. I would imagine they got a little inspiration to not let Dylan Mitchell break another one. Jason Thompson leading the special teams cover. From the 4, Freeman. Freeman got the outside. Nice job by Royce Freeman. He used every inch of that 53-yard width there, and he punches it out to the 9.
It's a great call because he easily could have cut back. A lot of times power backs will do that, but he trusts his speed, stretches it, and gets him out of being extremely backed up.
2nd down, looking to throw it. Oh, he got a good fake there on Dimmick, but then Utah teammates combine, Barton and Lotulelei, and there'll be no gain for Herbert. 3rd down coming.
They say the quarterback says, steal a pump. He steals a pump. Look at Dimmick go all the way flying. But that pursuit inside out, Barton, Lotulelei. That's why this team defense is one of the tops in the conference.
3 receivers to the bottom, the short side of the field for Oregon. So Herbert throws the slant to the top, and he's got the 1st down. So they isolated up top Carrington, and he made the move on Reggie Porter.
It's a great job. He sees a deep safety, sees a window. All of a sudden, Justin Herbert finds it. Slant, Carrington, all day long. That's a great job of him understanding that Marcus Williams was not going to drop down into the box, found the window.
All right, so Carrington had to run off after that hard hit. Herbert keeps it. Herbert got the outside. And here's Oregon. They've escaped the shadow of their goal line, and they're out across the 35.
Well, how about the block that he picks up? Alex Ofadale hasn't played a lot of football. The redshirt freshman out of Missouri coming in. Keep in mind, Charles Nelson out. Darren Carrington on the sideline. They got a phrase at Oregon, Ted. It's no block, no rock. Nice block by that young man.
And they've got carry there. That is Benoit getting in the game. First carry today for Benoit.
Chance to cut back there, too. Thought he would cut back. A lot of green grass. You know, it's hard when you go up against Utah. You expect such great inside-out pursuit. When it's not there, sometimes you're not even looking for it.
What a job by Justin Herbert and company. Again, flipping field position, which has been against Oregon most of this half. Brooks James had the outside. Still going. Run out of bounds finally. But not until Brian Allen runs him out of bounds, but not until he's inside the Utah 30.
A great block. You'll see it on the left side of your screen. Johnny Munn, boom, all of a sudden he cuts right through, and he gets past. He's one of the shortest tacklers in the Pac-12 conference, and Chase Hansen.
Well, now you really feel the tension in Rice-Eccles Stadium. Oregon from their 4-yard line has moved it inside the 25 and down close to the 20.
Check out this block from Johnny Mudd. Boom. Legal with the shoulder. Clinic worthy. Tony Brooks-James, which, oh, by the way, a series ago, didn't know if he was going to be injured, comes right back and looked pretty fresh right there.
And that was Alex Orfadale that made the catch on that pass. Here's Freeman. Freeman to the 2-yard line. First and goal for the Ducks.
You think Royce Freeman doesn't hear the talk about him? Who is Royce Freeman now? Where has his ability been? Putting him on his back on that last run.
Marked it at the, just outside the 2.
Darren Carrington back in the slot, bottom of your screen.
That's who Herbert's looking for, and they got batted down the line. So they're going to try to just target Carrington off that slot.
You know, Utah's doing differently now from the first half. In the first half, was a lot of scheming, trying to get their tight ends, their running backs in the flat. Now they're saying, okay, you want to play man coverage? Because this is what Utah does. All right, let's see if we can take a couple shots. Slant earlier in the drive, tried it down the last snap.
Tulele got the paws up on that. Oregon just a moment ago backed up to their 4-yard line. Now just almost 3 yards from taking the lead. Freeman. No. And that's by the leg. It was Tamo Pinu that had him by the leg, didn't let go.
Touchdown saving tackle as well.
So 3rd and goal. And this time Oregon goes empty.
They love a quick throw right here to their tight end down to the bottom of the screen.
Breland is in the right slot, but Herbert's going left for Freeman. Touchdown, Oregon. 96 yards to take their first lead.
Check out the way that they finish it. It's going to be Darren Carrington right here. He's going to run a slant and just kind of get in the way right there. Right? They call it a rub on offense. They call it a pick on defense. Yeah. and I get that. There's clear frustration from Utah in there. There was contact versus Carrington turning like he's going to run a route.
That's, Yogi, that's a route everybody runs.
Everybody runs it at every level of football.
And you're right. Defense, that's a pick point. Offense, good rubber.
That's right.
And so Oregon, what a flip here. 96-yard drive.
An incredible drive, great patience, and it pays off to go for 1. The previous time they're in the red zone, 3-point lead right now for the Ducks.
7-run, 4-pass on the 11-play drive for the Ducks. Well, if there's any question about something you referenced early, Yogi, that the Oregon Ducks have not stopped playing. You've seen it here. I mean, they are out 14-3, and suddenly, bang. Biggest play has been the punt return by Dylan Mitchell. That flipped field position quickly, and Oregon has really steeled its momentum after that. So now Utah back to work, and will they try to get Joe Williams going again? 7 yards on that first down carry. It's going to give him 128 for the day.
If I'm Utah, I'm continually following this running game, but again, if you want to be a championship team, you got to complete 3 big-time passes. Yeah. And there's going to be a play on this drive where Troy Williams is going to have to deliver. He's shown that he can. We've seen it against SC to win the ball game. Saw it against UW at times. Saw it last week against Arizona State.
Ooh, not there. Not there, trying to get the quick ball out in the flat to Hanley. Oregon, Bryson Young, freshman from Clovis, California. That's him that was in the path.
I mean, every time we name somebody making a play for Oregon's defense, it's like they're a freshman or a redshirt freshman in their second year in the program.
Well, what they've done right now, there's still 10 minutes to play here, but they've silenced a stadium, and that is a powerful thing for the visiting team to do. 3rd down, again to throw for. Williams tries it, and it's broken up. Trying to hit Evan Moyad.
They're 0 for their last 5 third downs.
And I'm intrigued that after on 2nd and 3 and 3rd and 3, both throws.
Yeah, and when have we ever said all season long, or what we even predicted today, saying, you know, wow, you don't want to go against this Oregon defense on 3rd down. You're going to struggle against them. I mean, this is a defense that clearly has not played well throughout this season.
So Wishnowski will punt it away. Oregon's going to get the ball here on the flow. No. Did he touch it? That's the ruling here. Nope, going to rule it a touchback. He did not touch the ball.
Oh, here it is. Signals fair catch. Oh, I don't know, Ted.
I don't know.
The ruling on the field is the receiver did not touch the kick. The result of the play is a touchback. 1st down.
I would think that would be ruled an immediate recovery by Chase Hansen, which would be a touchdown.
Yeah, you're referencing the Cal-Texas game.
Yes.
You're exactly right.
After review, the ball was touched by the receiving team player. The ball was recovered in the immediate continuing action following the touching, resulting in a touchdown.
That's interesting.
Well, that is, of course, a huge, significant call. That's a gut punch.
Yeah.
At a point where you feel like you've taken control of the game, one special teams play swings it. And Phillips puts it through, and now Utah has regained the lead. Dylan Mitchell made a tremendous play, a huge punt return to set up a score. This one cost 7.
Karma comes in different ways, I guess you could say, but
yeah.
You know, the good thing about this, it's 21-17. You know, still a ball game. Obviously, Ducks get the rock. Excited to watch Dylan Mitchell come back here on offense. I try to get him the ball right now.
Well, let's see if Phillips, or excuse me, if Hayes Hicken just drives this. And he does. Of course, being in altitude, you have a kicker with a strong enough leg, you pretty much take the kick return out. All right, Freeman to start. Nice cut back. Look at the space. And Oregon's still alive. Royce Freeman makes sure of that. 25 yards on the first play. Let's get a vibe from the Oregon sideline. Cindy?
Tremendous energy on this sideline, fellas. They've got a big chip on their shoulder now. They feel like the officials were against them. Mark Helfrich was pleading his case, saying the field judge signaled dead play. That's why my guy didn't go after the football, but to no avail. So it was on everybody on the sideline to say, you know what, that's okay. Let's put it behind us. We got this. In fact, some of the players were chanting in unison with the Utah songs that were being played over the PA system. Like, we don't care where we're at. We got to win this game.
Well, this day is unfolding as a very nice statement about where Oregon football is, despite the record. The record's nobody wants. Chase Hansen was shaken up on that play, has to come off. Herbert ran this play earlier. Herbert gets 5 on it.
The zone read game, what's it's done to this Utah defense. By the way, Chase Hansen is now on the sideline, one of the more consistent players in the back end. It gives you the ability to take advantage of man coverage on the outside.
Hansen has not come back in on 2nd down. Freeman running. Oh, and a good strong tackle, or Freeman might still be going. Wow. That Donovan Thompson, Oregon 3rd and 1. And Freeman got through, drops the ball, and it rolls right to Carrington.
Can you predict this?
Wow. No.
I mean, what a fight by Royce Freeman. Not a lot there. Finds a crease. And an incredible job. I think that's Marcus Williams in there. Gets a hand on the ball. The way it bounces, man.
And the Ducks' fortune keeps this drive going after poor fortune just cost him a touchdown. Herbert looking big, taking a shot down the near side. juggled, caught. Let's see. They're going to say, after a conference, catch by Jaylen Brown at the 6.
What a great job at the bottom, those two wide receivers. Fake the stock block. Herbert throws it up.
We'll take a pause here to see if this indeed stands as a catch.
I think it does. It's the right foot. Right. That heel is not on the white. I think it's a catch. And these two officials are right on it. Bobbles left foot, right foot.
Yeah, and they took their time. The two officials in the picture you'll see conferred before deciding on the field catch. And now the drive by Freeman, and the ruling is no. See, no signal yet. Carrington out there on the wing pleading the case. Freeman doesn't make it, and it's 3rd down.
That was close. Great job avoiding Lolo Tulele.
Well, it's about as close as it could be without a touchdown. Looks to be 6 inches.
That's the right call.
So Chase Hansen back in on that tackle, 3rd down. And Herbert will keep it, and Herbert gets in. Oregon touchdown, and the Ducks come right back.
Great recognition by Justin Herbert. The eye discipline necessary to operate this offense is all about reading the edge, reading that last man on the line of scrimmage. If they crash down, I'm going to keep it. And for a true freshman, if you're giving me the option, I can give it to our leader, Royce Freeman, or keep it with a game on the line. A lot of true freshmen are going to give it to that big back.
And Schneider gives Oregon a 3-point lead again. Of course, this game, USC's hopes of staying alive in the Pac-12 South hinge on this. Logan bangs one out the back. Every coach will talk about it. Kyle Whittingham has talked about it. Troy Williams comes back to the near side. Singleton with a catch. And it's going to be just short of a 1st down. Kyle Whittingham admitted, I asked him this week about last year's game at Autzen, and he said, yeah, that was a milestone. It was a hurdle for our program to win a game there.
How about the eyes right here, Troy Williams, scanning the field, full field reads, all the way to his backside, not pressing at all. You talk to his teammates, say, tell me about Troy, what's he like? And they're like, man, his confidence, his swagger, it just oozes to us. Saw it late in that SC game in the comeback. We'll see if you see it today.
2nd down, quick throw to Butler Bird. Oh, he tried to get outside, he'll lose yardage. So there's where trying to make the big play didn't work. And I don't know if he had gone vertical there, he might have gotten just enough to get the 1st down.
You know, we've said it a lot this year. You know, where's the 1st-round draft pick on Utah's defense? Not sure if it's there. You can never say where's the athleticism on their defense. Watch them rally to the football. Troy Dye, Jimmy Swain, fly to the football.
The play lost 3. So now the Utes need a play, need 4. Patrick outside right, runs that little route, caught. And Oregon gave him a little bit more cushion than I would have thought on 3rd and 4. And Troy Williams took advantage.
Easy, call it a space combination. Little in route, you sit. If it's man-to-man, you run out. It was. Both Tim Patrick on the same page. He recognizes the coverage. Perfect spot throw, moving the chains.
Joe Williams middle. And he gets a good drive there. He got almost 7 on 1st down. So we go under 5 minutes. All right, Elijah George off, and Utah will go back to work. Joe Williams run for 6, gives him 134 for the day. But right now, Utah needs points. And Joe Williams is going to drive but not get the first down. He is short. And you're now starting to get to that point where on the Utah sideline you have to think, is it all in? Do I put it all into this possession?
I think you do. I think you do. With the success that Oregon's had, not only in Royce Freeman running the ball, but Justin Herbert on some of the keepers, some of the quick passes.
Well, Oregon had a stop on 4th and 1 in the first half. Can they do it again on 3rd and 1 here? Throwing forward. Catching it is Patrick. Against Amadi, first down Utah.
There's number 1. We talk about 3 big-time throws. There's number 1 in this 4th quarter. Man-to-man coverage, isolation coverage. The run-pass option, eyes go to his right, comes backside. Great job on the slant. Best receiver against the best corner. His 6th grab of the game, and Timmy Patrick.
6 for 58. Patrick leading Utah receiver today. Joe Williams. And he got to the 38 before being turned back. It's still a good 5-yard first down run. And for the most part, that's what Joe Williams has done today. He's been able to get them good first down runs.
His explosiveness continues to show up. His patience continues to show up. And what's going to be interesting now is the patience in the huddle. You know, we're 3 minutes left. Do they try to go a little bit faster? They say, no, we got it. We're good. We got enough time.
Joe Williams up the middle. Oh, and he was close. And we'll have to watch a replay. I'm not sure if he got clipped.
Oh, yeah, he just gets tripped up. Nice job. Double team right there at the point of attack. Nick Nowakowski, right guard. Yeah. Nice little chip shot. Whew.
That one little stumble away from me might have been going.
Oh, no doubt.
Well, now I think we're definitely at that point where Utah, now again, a field goal could get them potentially to overtime, but they're in on this possession. There will be no more. They've got time, and they're using it. They have 2 timeouts. To the end zone. Touchdown, Utah! Evan Moiai. And there's your second throw.
Nailed it. Let's talk about being a champion, playing when it matters. If you're the quarterback of any championship team, you got a deal, man. Here's an opportunity, an absolute rope shot. Great route by Evan Moiai. And as always, man, how great is ball, bro? I mean, how great is this? Great game, great finish, and we still got time.
Well, Oregon does. They will have more than enough time to try to navigate this, what is now a crucial point for Phillips to kick. And so Utah is up 4. 2:18 and 2 timeouts.
Check out the release from Evan Moiai. You'll see it at the top of your screen. There's Tyree Robinson. It's a really nice job. Robinson goes to the outside. Moiai presses the outside, then puts his right foot in the ground. It's exactly how you coach that route up. And then just come right up the seam, and it's on the quarterback to lead you inside. When you press the DB wide, you've got field in the middle to work away from the safety. That is absolute clinic worthy. Great anticipatory skills from Troy Williams. How about that angle right there? That's perfect right there, man.
Well, Yogi Roth was calling for 3 throws. Wouldn't you say Troy Williams made 2 on that drive?
No, 1,000%.
Yep. So, we are glad you're with us for the game of the day on the Pac-12 Network. We kick off the triple-header with the one that has the most meaning in the conference races, and it's played out that way. Utah trying to keep themselves alive. They were 5-1 in the conference last year, Utah, and they lost a double overtime game at Tucson. That really, really derailed their hopes of playing in the championship game. And if Utah wins, again, if they can hold on in these last 2:18, they will play in Boulder next Saturday for the South title. It doesn't matter what Colorado does in their game today. All right, short throw to the middle. Caught by Jaylen Brown to the 30. And those throws, though, will keep clock running, although Oregon is no stranger to tempo, knowing they have to go the distance here. They need 71 more yards.
2 timeouts. Can you master the specific situation?
Freeman. Good tackle again in the open field by Thompson. Freeman was strong enough to get another couple of yards, but Donovan Thompson didn't lose the contact.
True freshman, trusts his eyes. And this is where you can feel the muss. 7 TFL, see if they get one more.
Oregon's got 2 plays here. And Herbert doesn't need it. First down, Johnny Munt. Johnny Munt having a very nice day, and Oregon stays alive. That's his 5th catch.
Keep an eye, Darren Carrington, top of the screen, man-to-man coverage.
Screen set up. Utah was ready for this. They saw it coming. Really saw the whole Utah defensive front. They were prepared for that.
Recognize that tunnel screen. Oregon's made a living on that play so many times. If I'm the Ducks right now, Justin Herbert's seeing the field really well, Ted. I'm working the outside. It's man-to-man, give him a clear picture.
At some point, he's got to start taking a shot here. They're under 50 seconds. Up the middle, there's the shot. And Bayless, and they're going to tack on. That's going to get a 15-yard tack on that's going to put Oregon in the red zone. And another moment that silences this entire stadium.
There is no targeting on the play. First down, Oregon at the dead ball spot.
So that, of course, won't sit well again. Mark Helfrich is still, and you can understand where he's coming from. But I'm going to agree with my partner. I think that was the right pull back of the flag. Hey, Oregon still has the ball at the 29-yard line here with 40 seconds. They now have plenty of time.
And look, they got 2 timeouts. That was basically a 3rd timeout. So they got time to talk to their team, take advantage of that time on the clock as they reviewed the potential penalty.
That was a 30-yard throw and a huge one from Herbert to Bayless. To the outside, and Munt can't handle it.
Tell you what I would do now if I was Oregon. I wouldn't continue with the zone read fake. This defensive line is pinning their ears back right now. They're doing such a nice job of getting up the field, staying in their lanes. Just get the ball out.
To the middle. And is there a flag? No. Hatfield on the cover against Carrington, and the Oregon sideline is again up in arms.
How about the senior, Dominic Hatfield? Man-to-man coverage. It's that left hand that often we see get called by the back judge. Nothing there. I like the no call.
Oregon didn't. 3rd down.
I'm working the middle of the field. See your slot, your tight ends. Johnny Munt at the bottom, now in motion.
Utah brings extra people. Flag down. This could be a free play. Herbert trying to make something happen. Still trying. He's got a man, but he didn't see him. Herbert will run, but in the meantime, clock burned on what I suspect is going to be a free play. That's a 5-yard on Utah, I believe. Yeah, offside.
Offside. Defense number 49. The penalty's fine. The resulting play is a first down. Timeout, Oregon. Their 2nd of the half.
It's so hard.
30 seconds in length.
It's so hard because I think that might have been Dimmick might have been lined up in the neutral zone. 49 at the bottom.
How about the effort, though?
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me? The will to compete and win and strive and fight and battle and claw and be a true freshman on the road, one of the hardest places to play in the country.
Pac-12 South hopes ride on these 14 seconds.
Darren Carrington in the slot, the top of your screen. I'm working him all play long.
And Utah blitzing Herbert to the end zone for Brown, incomplete. Utah brought the house. How about that?
Well, one of the beautiful things about this job is you get to meet with the coordinators, and I really feel on critical downs and distances, when the game matters, you go to your personality as a coordinator. Morgan Scalley, Kyle Whittingham, defensive-oriented. They're bringing the house. They bring 7 right in the face of Justin Herbert.
All right, Oregon can in theory, they can run one play in the field here because they have a timeout. Likely have time for 2 plays.
Top of the screen again, man-to-man coverage. Your best versus their best. Darren Carrington.
And Utah brings extra again. They throw it to Carrington. He caught it out of the end zone. 1 play left.
Perfect call, man coverage. At times you see PI called there. I don't know, Ted. I think he's in.
Wow. Yeah, they're going to watch. They're going to look at this again. Mark Helfrich just signaling touchdown on the sideline. He just saw the replay.
The previous play is review.
Wow.
Prior to Oregon using its last timeout.
Oh, man. Well, I'm on the Yogi bandwagon here. How great is ball? Is this a touchdown, a game winner for Darren Carrington, the right foot?
I think it is.
You see
red.
Yeah. Ooh. It looked like you saw just the slightest bit of dark turf between his shoe and the white boundary. And my goodness, we saw even in the NFL last Sunday how the white shoes don't help on that white boundary.
After review, the receiver's foot was inbounds and he maintained control of the ball going to the ground. The result of the play is a touchdown.
The emotions of football. Mark Helfrich was in disbelief that he actually got the call that he wanted, and Kyle Whittingham in disbelief that he's about to lose this game. Now, the other point to make here, does Oregon even try this? Remember, you can have a 2-point run back, right? If I'm Oregon, I don't even kick this ball. Well, this is absolutely the right thing to do. There's no need to kick this ball. Now you have to kick the ball. And assume that you can just bang it out the back of the end zone and see if they can run an 80-yard play. Let's see what Wogan does. Now he's going to kick it in the field of play. And did he touch that ball? Well, here it goes. Utah's Pac-12 South Championship hopes revolving around a fluke. Can Corey Butler-Bird make something happen? Wow. There's a flag down. So that's a forward throw. A flag was thrown in desperation. The flag won't matter now. The Oregon Ducks have stunned Utah.
Illegal field forward pass, receiving team. Penalty is declined. The game is ended.
What a win. What a win for Oregon football. It won't erase what's been a very tough season, but for a week, it proves a lot about Mark Helfrich and his program.
24 players in the 2 deep are underclassmen. And for all the talk about everyone who's not in the locker room saying that this locker room is fractured and Mark Helfrich doesn't have a hold of it, clearly isn't accurate. You look at how they fought and battled. This is an easy game where you can just lay down on the road with the top teams in the country. And physically, Ted, is where they didn't back off. And what a great game. What a great rivalry this has become, these 2 teams. And for Oregon and Mark Helfrich, hats off to keeping your team together and battling.
Well, it stings so much for Utah. USC is still alive now with this result in the Pac-12 South. Oregon comes to Utah and comes back to score 27 in the second half. And a sparkling catch, and really a sparkling throw, both sides. Herbert to Carrington. We hope you enjoyed it. What a way to kick off with the game of the day. But we've got another great one coming. The big game is next.